this segment, in continuation with our study of epigenetics, we will discuss the further role what epigenetics performs in the genetics of the offspring and how it influences the different uh, uh, transfer of traits to the offspring. Now, the different mechanism which are there, that is the example of mechanism that produce such changes as we have discussed earlier, that a person having different, a twin having different colors, similarly person having different eye colors, having different genotypes. So how they are produced? So such changes, they are produced by, it has been found that the DNA molecule is methylated, which is known as the DNA methylation, and another type of a protein, which is histone, and the histone protein is modified, and its modification acts on the DNA molecule and make the non-sequence traits, जो कि सीक्वेंस में नहीं होते, लेकिन वो जो ट्रेट हैं वो क्रोमोसोम में मुंतकिल हो जाते हैं. Now, example of mechanism that produce such changes, they are, for example, each of which alters how genes are expressed without altering the underlying DNA sequence. मज़ेदार की बात यह है कि जो DNA का सीक्वेंस है वो तो चेंज नहीं हो रहा, बट हाउ दीज जीन्स दे आर एक्सप्रेस्ड, ये जो चेंज है जीन में ये किस तरह एक्सप्रेस होती है, ये किस तरह नुमायाँ होती है, किस तरह उसमें अफेक्ट करती है. सो दीज चेंजेस अगरचे ऑल दो दे आर हेरिटेबल, ये नस्ल दर नस्ल जा सकते हैं, दे आर रिवर्सेबल टू, ये वापस भी हो सकते हैं, और मेकिंग देम ए थेराप्यूटिक टारगेट. जब अगर ये चेंजेस वापस हो सकते हैं, जो कि मसलन आई कलर है, मसलन डिफरेंट स्किन के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं या जो कुछ हैं, नो दे कैन बी आल्सो रिवर्सेबल, इनको हम वापस भी कर सकते हैं. अगर ये है तो इसका मतलब ये है कि दे हैव गॉट सम थेराप्यूटिक वैल्यू, इनका थेराप्यूटिक जो है वो टारगेट भी है, ये थेरेपी के तौर पर भी यूज़ हो सकते हैं. नो फॉर एग्जांपल here one we studied the DNA code. Now we are doing the epigenetic code. In this cartoon, that is the DNA strand which you see, a long one, and it is methylated. Methyl group जो है DNA के basis के ऊपर जगह जगह attach हुआ है. It goes there, crotin, and then there is also a histone protein down में जो कि उसके साथ अटैच्ड है, and then it goes to the chromosome and expresses itself. A epigenetic code is made which makes the different transferable characteristics to the individual. Now, in this cartoon, the same thing is explained in a little bit detail. It is the same thing, that is from the gene there is a chromatin, and then there is a methyl group target which is attached to the DNA, and then the histone proteins, they are there, which make a entirely different code, a sequence which is expressed in the genetic or inheritance of the subject. Now, for example, here it's simply chemically it has been demonstrated that cytosine methylation. Now, cytosine is there, and it has got A, T, C, G, T, C, G, C, T, A, G, that's the code. But when on a simple site there occurs a methyl group, the code remains the same, but the CG that has become a methylated group, ये एक methylated group हो गया, जो कि इसको डीएनए के सीक्वेंस को चेंज कर देता है, जो कि डीएनए के सीक्वेंस को एक डेमोस्ट्रेट कर देता है कि हाउ it has to go into the cell machinery for making different changes in the characteristics of the cell. Now, it is also known that in vertebrate, in human beings, about 3 to 6% cytosine is methylated. इसका क्या मतलब है? If it is 3 to 6% methylated in the human, it means that the 3 to 6% population may have a epigenetic code in them which will express. Now, another important term which I studied earlier, that was imprinting. Now, certain genes are expressed in a parent of origin specific manner. That is, the certain traits, they are expressed in specific manner. And if the allele inherited from the father is imprinted, it is thereby silenced. अगर बाप की तरफ से वो जो जीन है, बाप की तरफ से जो करेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, वो इम्प्रिंट हो जाए तो वो क्या होता है? That becomes silence, and it is thereby silenced, and only the allele from the mother side is actually expressed. यानी एक जो जीन है वो उधर साइलेंस हो जाता है, बट फ्रॉम द मदर साइड इट इज़ एक्सप्रेस. चुनाचे ज़रूरी नहीं कि फादर एंड मदर उन दोनों के करेक्टरिस्टिक्स जो हैं वो उसमें एक्सप्रेस हों. किस हालत में? इफ़ देयर इज़ ए पेरेंट ऑफ ओरिजिन in specific manner, the imprinting is done in that thing. Now, X chromosome inactivation is another way the body or the cells, they carry out the transfer of the gene. A process by which one of the two copies of the X chromosome, दो कापियाँ होती हैं, they are present in the female mammal, जो कि फीमेल में होती हैं, that is inactivated. उनमें से एक जो है वो inactivate होता है, वो एक्टिवेट नहीं रहता, वो एक्सप्रेस नहीं रहता. दिस आल्सो एक्सप्लेन द फिनोमिना ऑफ एपिजेनेटिक. जाहिर है कि जब दो क्रोमोसोम एक्स, एक इनएक्टिवेट हो गया और एक एक्टिवेट रहा, तो द वन विच इज़ एज ए मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सर्टन ट्रेट, दैट trait will be expressed while the other won't. Now, there is a heterochromatin maintenance as well. And what is heterochromatin maintenance? That is a tightly packed form of DNA which actually comes in multiple varieties. Heterochromatin जो हैं, they are tightly packed forms of DNA के जो हैं वो पैकेट हैं, tightly packed, and they are concerned with multiple varieties. उसके multiple जो बहुत ज़्यादा varieties हैं उसके साथ उनका तल्लक है. Now these varieties lie on the continuum between the two extremes of the constitutive and facultative heterochromatin. यानी जो एक्सट्रीम एंड्स हैं, जो एक्सट्रीम उसकी लिमिटेशन हैं, उनके साथ ये इनका राब्ता है. दे आर कनेक्टेड विद दोज एक्सट्रीम, दैट इज़ ईदर दे आर फैकल्टेटिव और दे आर हेट्रोक्रोमेटिन, जो कि मुख्तलिफ डिफरेंट क्रोमेटिन हैं वो हैं. नो दे बोथ दे प्ले ए रोल इन द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ जीन्स. जीन के एक्सप्रेशन में ये दोनों जो क्वालिटीज़ हैं हेट्रोक्रोमेटिन मेंटेनेंस की, they play a role for the gene to be expressed. Now, heterochromatin maintenance, it is actually concerned with the developmental control of tissue-specific expression controls, जो कि ये उनको maintain करता है. It controls the tissue-specific expression. अब tissue-specific expression we saw. For example, there can be different eye colors, there can be different hair color, and all the differences which we see in the monozygote species or monozygote individuals. And this maintains the balance as well as it controls the developmental स्टेजेस पे जो है ये उनको कंट्रोल करता है.